Chapter 16. Crossing the Big Water. On the surface, bubbles floated, for a shape was seen, sinking deeper and deeper into the blue abyss. Knowing he needed air, Chomper struck Moses with a sweep of his legs, freeing himself and rising to get a breath, noticing Moses did the same. He must have needed air too, Chomper realizing what he had to do, waiting for another attack. When Moses flew at him, Chomper moved into the set of jaws, smacking them down with his arms. He scrambled onto Moses's back and dug his claws in, hanging on for dear life. Pulled along, Chomper's head burst out to take a breath, shoving Moses down and keeping him there. Bucking and bending, Moses tried to bite or sweep Chomper off, wearing himself down and struggling to hold his breath. Switching to Sharptooth, taking a shot in the dark, Chomper spoke. "You'll not harm me and take me to the far land, or else I'll prevent you from breathing ever again."
"Very well, I will do as you ask."
Chomper shifted his weight and allowed Moses to take a much-needed breath. Having a truce, Moses held up his end of the deal and managed to cross the distance faster than Chomper could have, seeing an outline of land along the watery horizon. Land, of course. The unknown is land that's unexplored. That explains everything. Chomper smiled and was happy to see his mother was right, that he hadn't fallen off the edge and reached what he believed was real, despite what others told him. Then he heard it, the voice calling. "Ah, I hear you, and I'm coming." When the water became shallow, Chomper slid off Moses and faced him. "I thank you, Moses."
"Well, if you do come back in, I'll be waiting and won't show any mercy."
Slapping his tail, he soaked Chomper's face. "Okay, take care," Chomper said politely, waving goodbye. He turned and made his way up the beach, entering a forested area, thinking it was no different from the land he left behind. Yet when he saw some creatures in the distance, he knew he was no longer among beings similar to him, but rather foreign and strange. A herd of large beings moved, having long tusks, noses, and walking on all fours, being covered in thick fur. Odd feathered birds flew across the sky, only a glimpse of a world unknown to him or his kind. Going along, he saw something in the distance, shimmering, glinting like a star. "Every inch of me is trembling, but not from the cold. Something is familiar, like a vision I can reach but not quite hold. I can sense you there, like a friend I've always known. I'm arriving, and it feels like I am home. I have always been a fortress, got secrets deep inside. You have secrets too, but you don't have to hide. Show yourself, I'm dying to meet you. Show yourself, it's your turn. Are you the one I've been looking for all of my life? Show yourself, I'm ready to learn. The voice, he followed it, finding it guided him, running to it and feeling his heart pound out of his chest, for he knew whatever lay ahead was what he'd been yearning to know for so long. The answers were there, waiting to be uncovered, discovered by him. Crashing through the timber, Chomper was eager to reach his destination, scrambling up some rocks and seeing a bizarre object among the clearing. It was a dome shape, not rounded by water or lava, but something he couldn't even imagine. Though a bit fearful, he approached it and took in a metallic scent, knowing it was nothing that came from their world. He stood there, hearing a hissing sound and seeing an opening appear for him to enter. When he passed the entrance, it reminded him of a cave, dark, with only a few glowing lights of red, yellow, and even green. The moment he stepped in, it seemed to come to life, lights flickering on. The inside was amazing, pure white, with silver and square-shaped stones aligning the ground, smooth, cool to the touch. He heard voices, recognizing one among them. "I've never felt so certain. All my life I've been torn, but I'm here for a reason. Could it be the reason I was born? I have always been so different. Normal rules did not apply. Is this the day? Are you the way? I finally find out why. Show yourself. I'm no longer trembling. Here I am. I've come so far. You are the answer I've waited for all of my life. Oh, show yourself. Let me see who you are. Come to me now. Open the door. Don't make me wait one moment more. Oh, come to me now. Open your door. Don't make me wait one moment more. Jumper homeward bound, I am found. Show yourself, step into your powers, grow yourself into something new. You are the one you've been waiting for all of my life. Oh, show yourself. A series of images surrounded him, being memories, playing and belonging to none other than his mother, hearing her sing the tune that called him there. Chomper felt overwhelmed with many emotions, blinking to keep himself from crying. "Mother?" he uttered under his breath. Standing there, Chomper saw a see-through figure of Charity, gazing at him with a proud expression, smiling and glad he found her at long last. Was it truly her, perhaps visiting him from the world after death, returning to guide him? Answers he'd longed to know, one she took with her in death. Chomper went and tried to embrace her, only to walk past her, falling flat on his face. When he glanced back to her, she only grinned and chuckled, watching him rise to study her with a tender expression. Reaching his hand out, he watched it go through her. "Mother, I don't understand any of this. What is this place?" "They will answer your questions. Find them and listen with an opened mind." She spoke softly. "Know we did it all out of love." "Mom? No! Please, don't leave me! Stay!" Chomper went forward only for her to vanish and leave him alone again. Swallowing a few times, he then picked up on a pair of scents. Beings were in the area with him, and he wasn't completely as alone as he thought.